There's a quick rundown on some of our Alaska news for this Monday morning, March 27th, 2017. A Wasilla man was shot and killed after a chase. Basically, troopers attempted a traffic stop. The man did not stop, so they pursued. High-speed chase. 45 minutes later, spike strips. He got out, tried to run away. They deployed a canine. He shot the dog. They shot him. He's dead. So's the dog. A Fairbanks taxi driver was robbed at gunpoint. Basically, he picked somebody up at the Club Manchu, took him out there to the trailer park. When they dropped him off, he held a gun. That is, the passenger held a gun to the taxi driver's head, and he was joined by an accomplice in a waiting car. They robbed him of his cell phone, his money, and his dash cam. Hillcore has agreed to temporarily shut down oil production while they fight the gas leak. Remember, the natural gas pipeline is actually what's supplying some of the energy for the electricity to keep producing oil. So now they're shutting down oil production while they fix the leak. For an uncertain future, Alaska Moose Federation is now facing a bit of a setback. A federal funding that they rely upon to get an awful lot of those moose off the roadways, the dead ones, that is. That's changed, and now it's going to really depend more on volunteers than anybody else. Also, a lawmaker has proposed a tax on addictive opioid drugs, basically saying we're going to have to, raise some more money, and what better way than by raising it from people who are addicted or fighting pain. Speaking of which, the House of Representatives has proposed bringing back a personal income tax, and Philly's Pizza in Bethel has dropped its liquor store application. It was protested by the Bethel City Council because it's too close to the 4-H Club and right across the street from a halfway house and right near the park, and the area right surrounding us got too much underbrush. It's really not safe. So they decided to drop the application. Also, Real ID could become a real problem for Alaskans in June. As you may know, Alaska's driver's licenses are not Real ID Act compliant, and that means in June, when our current exemption expires, if you are planning on going on base, if you don't have a different federally issued ID, you won't be getting on base. Period. Also, we've got a story about the healthcare vote. Don Young calling it a victory for Alaska that the vote wasn't taken. We've also got a story about new maps that could show the potential for critical minerals around the state of Alaska. And there's a new app. UAF educators developed an app for gardening. It's much like Yelp, which allows people to share some reviews of, like what certain fruits and vegetables taste like when you grow them here in Alaska. And it's not your imagination. Interior Alaska has been unusually cold for this time of year, about 20 degrees colder, in fact, than normal. One last story to mention, and that is that NOAA, that's the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, is testing a tsunami warning system this Wednesday across southern Alaska. So if you happen to be traveling down to Homer or other places, just keep in mind that if you hear a tsunami warning, it may be an alert. They said that they're not an actual thing. It may be a test. They're saying that they will cancel the test if there's any kind of seismic activity that might be real. That's what we've got for our Alaska News. Please tell your friends about RadioFreeSpeech.com. Thanks.